Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to another Candid Kandy. Today we're going to talk about positivity and how to keep positivity in your life. Now, I know we can't be positive all the time. There is no way to keep a positive attitude 24/7. Shit happens, you go through stuff, it sucks, but keeping an overall positive outlook on life will really help you. And I know that I'm not the perfect person to talk about this. I know I'm not the perfect person to preach about being positive all the time, because I'm not positive all the time. But I would say at least 75% of my life I keep a positive attitude. And I think that's a pretty good ratio there. 3/4 of my life I'm pretty positive. So here's some tricks that I use to keep myself in a positive mindset. And these work for me, these may not work for you, but that's what these Candid Candies are about, is me sharing my experiences in hopes that it can help some of you. So one thing I do all the time, and it kind of, I don't know if it irritates people, but I know my one friend is always like, stop trying to be positive prudy and leave me alone. When he's going through stuff, I'm always like, well, at least da-da-da-da-da, okay, so here's an example, not a real life example. He stubbed his toe, okay? And I'll be like, well, at least it was only one toe, and, you get to sit at your desk for the next, 8 hours while you're at work. And he's like, shut up. I'm like, well, there's positivity there. You don't have to walk on it for a little while, and it was only one toe. It could have been the whole foot. And that's the kind of thing that I kind of do. I'm like, always finding the silver lining and stuff. And I was talking to my friend Tiara, and she was kind of upset with her job and not having such a great day. And she goes something like, well, this is just a stepping stone to where I want to be in my life. And I go, there you go, find the silver lining. She's like, I always try. And that's amazing. I'm glad that there's other people out there that do that. But if you're always trying to find something positive in any situation, it's going to keep your brain into a positive mindset, because you're going to train your brain almost to look for a positive thing instead of looking for negative things. And I feel like a lot of people do that. It's like when you get reprimanded at work for something you did wrong. Okay? They point out the thing that you did wrong, but they never point out the good things that you've done. They're not like, well, you didn't get that report in on time and it's missing a couple pages, but I realized that last month you got yours in early and you helped so-and-so with theirs. Things like that don't happen. They just point out the negative, and that gets you moving into a negative headspace. And so if you're a supervisor, my suggestion would be to, when you do reprimand someone, use the Oreo effect. And let me tell you about the Oreo effect. So you lead in, so you know what an Oreo is. It's 2 chocolate cookies with cream in the middle, right? So I think I have a sliver, ouch. Okay, so the Oreo effect is you lead in with a positive. Hey, Tom, I'm really happy with your performance in the conference call we had yesterday. But your report had some missing information, and I really need you to go back and redo it. Thank you for being an integral part of our team. So you've sandwiched the bad thing in the middle of 2 good things. And hopefully that person goes knowing that you care about them. They leave the meeting knowing that you care about them and that they're a good part of your team, but they need to work harder on that project. Do you see how that works? And so keeping a positive attitude and finding the silver lining in things, I think, is really good for mental health, really. So finding the silver lining in things is the first step that I use. Another thing that I use is complimenting myself. And how I do this is when I get up in the morning and I'm getting dressed and I'm putting on my makeup, doing my hair, I look in the mirror and I take a minute to kind of look at myself and tell myself a few good things about myself. And so what that can look like is, hey, your hair's looking cute today, and you slept through the night, good for you. Like, just little things that can kind of brighten your morning. And if you start your morning out on a positive note, you're more likely to stay in a positive way. So I was talking to my life coach, Josh, and he was mentioning, like, if something crappy happens at the beginning of your day, do you let that crappy thing take over your day? And his example was you stub your toe in the morning and then everything just snowballs from there and everything just keeps getting worse and your attitude is worse and worse and worse and worse. So instead of letting that stubbed toe like drag your day down and drown it, turn it around and say, ugh, it's just a stubbed toe. Big deal. Nothing's wrong. You know, we're going to have a good day. And keep telling yourself that you're going to have a good day. And keep telling yourself that things are getting better and it's not going to get worse. And you can pull yourself out of that negative attitude. And I will leave Josh's information down below because if you need some direction in life or some balance or just a little bit of like coaching, he is amazing. Okay? We had our first conversation and I came away with it so charged and so like ready to make changes in my life. And I've been energized ever since. And that was like 3 days ago. And I'm still like, yeah, I got this. So it's great. I will leave his information because he's amazing. And so what I try to do in my day is if I woke up late, oh well, you know, I still got to work. And I'm lucky that where I work, I'm kind of in charge of myself. So if I'm late, it's not a huge deal. And I'm never more than like 15 minutes late. And as long as I'm there and I work until, you know, the end of my shift or whenever my boss is like, yeah, you can go now, it doesn't matter. As long as my work gets done. And I'm there to answer the phone. That's the important thing, is that I'm there to answer the phone. And so maybe you're not as lucky as I am to have a type of job where it's a little bit flexible when you get there. So, you know, if you're late, that sucks. But, you know, you gotta turn it around and you gotta think, okay, well, I'm gonna have the best day now. Because I got that extra 15 minutes and unfortunately I missed that out. I'm going to make up for it later by just like busting through work. And so it's hard, okay? We all want to go to a negative place. And it's hard sometimes to turn that into a positive. But it can be done. And it all lies on you. It's not the universe's fault. It's not your husband's fault, your girlfriend's fault, your kid's fault. Your attitude lies in you. You are in charge of your own positivity. You are in charge of your own negativity. You are in charge how you feel all day. no one else can make you feel a certain way. They can negatively impact you. And I deal with this a lot. Is like, I have a friend who's not very talkative, and it bothers me that, like, he doesn't reach out to me, or we have these super short conversations. And so sometimes I'm like, well, you make me feel like I'm not worthy of your time. And then I catch myself and I'm like, no, I'm letting the way he communicates impact me negatively. And I have to think, why do you need his attention right now? Is there something else going on? And 9 times out of 10, it's something else is going on and I just needed someone to talk to and he's not available, or, you know, he doesn't want to talk about what I need to talk about. And so if he doesn't want to talk, that's fine. That's his way of communicating. I need to talk to someone, so I can try to talk to someone else. Or what I've been doing is writing things in a journal. And that has really helped me, like, point out the negative I'm speeding just a little bit. I'm going like 10 over. There we go. Oops. We'll set the cruise control. There we go. So I have to, when I write things down, I can point out what's making me feel negative and then analyze how I can change that. Or I can point out things that have made me super happy that day and try to continue that. Does that make sense? If you can change the way your brain processes things that happen to you, you can change from being a negative Nelly to a positive Prudy. I don't know if that's actually a thing. I've heard negative Nelly before, Debbie Downer, positive Petunia, positive Penny, I don't know, whatever. You can be a happy Helen. I mean, whatever it takes to make yourself think of things in a more positive way instead of always going to that negative space. And I know tons of people who automatically go to that negative space. It's natural. But like I said, you're in charge of your feelings. You're in charge of how you process all of this and how you feel at the end of the day. So hopefully those 2 tricks can kind of, you know, help you move into a more positive mindset and make you feel better. Because I know it sucks to always feel like you're in this negative, poor me, victim type of state. I know, that really sucks. It's not a fun place to be. And so I hope that this can help you get out of that a little bit. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love you guys. You are the reason I have positivity in my life, and I hope you guys know that. All right, I will talk to you guys later. Bye!